Good morning, everybody. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. So today we want to talk about relationships in the Philippines and what they're about and things that you need to be aware of. So I want everybody to stay tuned today. I have some important things I wanted to say. We have a lot of times what happens is including myself, we find ourselves in the United States getting distressed and unnerved and tired, and we're really not quite sure what the next day will bring, and we find ourselves working hard for a lot of years, and we're looking for that escape. And the Philippines can be that escape for many people. And what I mean by that is you can find the love of your life or someone that could be a good friend. And we find that a lot of times the guys are coming here and they do find that the Filipino culture and the Philippine people are very contented with their lifestyle here and contented with themselves. And so you'll find that once you arrive here that not only the people are friendly, but no matter where you go, the culture itself is very friendly. And some of the guys have been talking to girls online, and they find their girls online and have been talking to them for a period of time, and they're planning to get married. Now, you get involved sometimes you don't really realize in an age gap relationship, because you may be an older gentleman at whatever age, and you find someone that is 21 and 22 and 23 years old that's really attracted to you, and because age is just a number here, and you find yourself thinking that, oh, okay, it's all going to be okay. I can be with a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old. But there's a few factors that you need to think of. The culture itself is completely different than the United States culture. United States culture is, at 21, a lot of them have already had jobs for a few years. Here, a lot of cases, they're still in college and still living at their parents' house. The environment here is completely different, meaning that they've not experienced too much of life. A lot of them cannot make rice or make food at 21. A lot of them cannot make food at all at 22 or 23 or 24. You find that a lot of the parents will actually cherish the child on up into the 30s, and the child don't have to worry about anything other than going to school, coming home, and relaxing. Now, there are cases where children get up and they go to work every day and find jobs locally and do their thing. But you'll find really overall, you'll find 20 or 30, 35-year-old children still living with their parents and maintaining a life the best that they can under the current situation. Now, we all know that a lot of them leave here and they go OFWs, a lot of male and females, and try to get jobs overseas, which is a great benefit for many. But then they find themselves sending the money here, and then they find themselves sending money to people that's sitting on the watching TV and watching gadgets all day. And a lot of OFWs have decided not to send money back. And you'll find if you talk to an OFW, that's probably going to be the first thing they say. I've stopped sending as much as I did. I'm working for 20,000 peso, 25,000 peso, which is $400 to $500 a month, 7 days a week. And they give me, I eat little food and I give most of my money to them. And I find myself in a current situation that I cannot afford anything because of that. So that's what happens here. Now, once you're a foreigner arrive here, there's not a problem of finding someone. It's just someone that's actually really mutual and agreeable to you. And what I mean by that, just because you've been talking to someone online for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and you get here, you may not be compatible as much as you think. The smartest thing to do is to take your time and find yourself, get to know the person first. Get on the plane, come here, get to know the person first. Because you really don't get to know anybody until you live with them. You don't understand their faults and what things might like get on your nerves. And there's quite a bit of that sometimes that you don't really think about. A simple thing could be leaving dishes around or not cleaning. I'm talking about clothes or maybe mannerisms. Here, when you arrive here, and you're with your Filipina or Filipino for a period of time, you'll find that they like going birthday party. They'll go to birthday party. You may have 10, 20, 30 birthday parties a month because they go not only to their family, but to neighbor's family and their friend's family and the friend's family, and they're going to birthday parties constantly. So you may find yourself in a situation like that, and that can happen quite a bit. The things that guys that are here recently are telling me, I'm not aware of a lot of the things before I committed to my relationship with my Filipina, that these things are really starting to get on my nerves. Now, these guys have only been here a few months, and they're realizing, well, maybe I should not have jumped into this relationship, and maybe I should not have asked her to marry me. Well, it's like anything else. It'd be the same situation if she came to U.S. and you did that. It's just learning curve situations. I mean, when you're with someone, because a Filipino will be with you 24/7, and you need to understand who that person is. If they have tempo, which is bad attitude, or if they have good attitude. You may say, I've been with this person for a year, and I've not had any bad attitude at all. But then again, too, excuse me, you may find yourself fighting that person because of the bad attitude. And the bad attitude is coming maybe for different reasons you're not aware of. So there are upfront things you need to make sure and clear before you get into a relationship. The reason I'm speaking about this today, this is a very important topic because there's so many guys that are coming here and finding really nice, beautiful, wonderful Filipinas that are really good and really nice for them. But in some cases, they are quite a bit younger. They are in their 20s and early 30s, or just young, and I'm talking 18. There are some cases where guys are coming here and they get involved with an 18-year-old. Well, an 18-year-old in some cases may not graduated high school. And depending on the school situation and what they've been raised, if they're raised in the province, out in the province, more than likely they may not have finished elementary school or junior high school, or they call that high school here. So you really have to take a look at who you're talking to online. Really take a look that that person is really who they are when you get here, and be with them. Do not get married quickly. Don't make a decision that I'm going to get married quickly here, and I'm going to go ahead and marry this person immediately within the first month of being here. Make sure you take the time and say, okay, I'm going to marry this person in 6 months or a year. I would at least give it a year before you make that final decision, and make sure you have those clear talks with your lady that these are the criteria and this is the criteria I would like to have and met if I possibly can. And you need to have her explain her criteria too. They will be shy, more than likely not tell you the particular criteria that they would like. And I would think that I would really sit down and talk to her. Also talk to her family, find out exactly what kind of person she is. Is she truthful? Does she have children? Is she had in a relationship before and have children that she's hiding from you? And that happens. And even at 16, 17, and 18 years old, and 19, 20, 21 years old, you guys will find that more than likely they're, in some cases, I'm not going to say all cases, in some cases they may or may not be pregnant and have been pregnant. Contraceptives is not widely used. It's not something they go down to the store and get here. They are more than likely 90% do not use any kind of contraceptives at all. So you may find a situation there where you might find that it has happened. Now, you know as well as I do, once you arrive here in the Philippines, there's going to be certain things that she's going to want to do and certain things you're going to want to do. Just make sure you think about everything that you're wanting to do. Make sure you take the time. Another thing before I close out this show is I want to say that maybe you should really think about before you do this, because she's going to want to stay close to her family automatically. She's going to want to have a house right there in the same lot, in the same family. And you may think about that as a positive thing. Say, okay, I don't mind family being here. But then on the other hand, you may find yourself in a situation where they're constantly there at your house, and maybe constantly that you may not want that. Now, depending on where you live and depending where you come from and how far apart that is, more than likely it's across the street type situation or in the same lot within 30 feet of the existing house. You may find that it might intrude on your personal space, and you may find that you might need to expand your horizon there. So really think closely about this. And a reason a lot of times that people ask me the questions they ask me is they're not really quite sure and wish that I had spoke about this in the beginning. That gives them a little bit of insight. But listen, a lot of it's common sense, but a lot of it sometimes we have love in our eyes and we don't think of common sense. We think of the pie in the sky, the rose colored glasses, the perfect world. And you may find a situation where you may not find that this country may be pleasurable to you, meaning because of the rains every day, the brownouts every day, the water shortages every day. And I'm saying that not literally every day, but I mean literally once or twice or 3 times a week. In some cases, more than that. In some cases, constantly out. My friends are telling me their outages are 20 hours or more, and they're just really having a problem with it. And they've been here just a few months. You're going to have to be able to deal with that. Internet shortages, internet not working. You've got to be able to bend like the tree, as I always say. So I wanted to talk about this briefly today, and I want to thank everybody coming on our videos. This is a live podcast today, and it's actually a live video today. And I wanted to do this today and talk about this briefly, and hopefully this will help someone. I want to thank everybody for always watching our videos. I do have Tom and Ruth podcasting now. I'm going to start doing again. I've had some requests where people are not exactly available to watch my videos all the time because they work so much. They work on job, they're on the job, they watch them at breaks and lunch hours, and or they want to listen to it in the car. So I'm creating my own, which I've had. I have like 8 podcasts on, but I'm going to just do a podcast now regularly. And so people can actually listen to it in the car, driving down the road instead of me doing videos. And I'm going to try to eliminate the uhs and the ahs and all that in my videos and the constant phlegm in the throat, which is a disorder that I particularly have. And come to find out, it is a inadequacy of certain, what did the doctor say? It was, I forget the word that I'm trying to say. I'm not getting enough vitamins and minerals into my body. Thank you so much. God bless everybody. And I will see you guys on the next Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures and the podcast.